What up, YouTubes? Today I'd like to talk to you about making music once that you get paid for twice. Let's get into it. Okay, so when you make a piece of music for a client, typically they buy what's called a music license, and that might give them the right to use the piece of music in their campaign for the next 12 months, as an example. And sometimes if you make something that's good enough and is really in line with their brand, they might want to use that music again. And then you'll get paid again. And usually it's the same amount of money as you got paid to make it the first time, because what you're selling is actually the license rather than the hours that you put into the music itself. So when you finish a piece of music, it's quite handy to think of it as an asset. So you're building assets that you have the rights to. And you license those rights out, and then you keep those assets. And that's a great way to think about making music in this world. So I made this piece of music for a company called Vertiv, and it's a digital piece. They wanted it to be very futuristic, and they loved the Hans Zimmer Cornfield Chase song, which everybody loves. I absolutely love that song too, a piece of music. So I needed to make something for them that touched on that emotion, yet was original and was good for their brand. And as a result, the following year, they repackaged that campaign and they paid me to use the music again. Now, I'm just starting my YouTube channel now, but I decided I wanted to give it a go probably about a year and a half ago. So this footage I'll play you now is me on those first attempts during the writing of this song. So I'm just filming as I'm coming up with this score and trying to explain stuff. It's a little loose, but at least it's footage in the moment. So I'll play that for you, and then I'll come back here, and then we can have a listen to the piece that I came up with and the first and second versions. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my name's John Vella, and I am documenting the tunes. Today I'm doing a corporate track. First thoughts are really looping, building vibe to it. So I don't want the same progression, obviously, but I want to create that mood. So I need arpeggios. I need movement, futuristic and positivity. And this is a terrible video. Okay, cool. All right, so I've landed on a 4-chord progression, which is 4, 5, 6, 1, which is quite standard. But I'm going to be using sixths over the top of it in the right hand of the piano. And I'm going to use sustain, sus2s and sus4s in the chords, and I think that's going to just add a ton of colour. And you can get all of these notes that are just one apart, sort of giving this, what would the word for it be? They're fighting each other, but they're in the right register and the right timbre that it creates this beautiful mood, sort of simmering. If I'm going for an outer space kind of future vibe, I really like that. I think that it's going to all hinge around this. Which is basically sixths of the third note of the chord. Yo, so we're back with those notes. We got a sixth, fourth, fourth, second. So everything's just one note apart. Put in the chord, you get and that's a serious dumbing down of what I wrote earlier, but this is the roll, and it's the color that I'm after and the mood. So I can use the expression wheel here to give me that beautiful feeling. day 2. So what I'm really sort of proud of is this idea of triplets over the top of everything. The idea is there is no movement more than a single interval. So to get anywhere, it feels like floating because you have to go through the whole scale. And it kind of reminds me of American Beauty, the bag floating in the wind. So that should sit over the top quite well. And then here, that reminds me of a very cool video, skateboarding video from a long time ago, called The End. And if you put an organ doing that, you get... So that's the sound. That's how you get that interstellar vibe. Well, that's how I've done it anyway. We sub out this big melody triplet thing for violins, but I'm leaving the piano in as well because it has a lovely sound, and at the end the piano goes above the violin range, which gives me a really cool dropout climax. So quite a way to go for me for mixing, and the ideas are a little confusing right now, but I think it's going to work. Right, the light's just getting crazier. But you know what? It's early in my YouTube journey, so I'm just going to put this out with this crazy light, and, you know, I'll figure it out. Thanks for bearing with me. So, that was sort of how I was coming up with it and the thought processes I was going through. And now I'll play you little bits of both of those different campaigns, and you can see how the music was used twice. The actual piece itself is up on my channel, and I will link it here or here or here or here after this. And my phone's ringing, so I gotta go. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to make one more note that I will do a screen record version where I take you through the actual session and solo all the parts, so you can get a in-depth view of the intricacies, you know, the sound design, the sort of stuff that I also added to this track that wasn't in those videos there. Cool, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
The world depends on data we power and cool. From a simple swipe to life-changing medicines, from push notifications to generative AI. Where there's data, there's Vertiv, powering its potential. From pioneering precision cooling to Vertiv's global leadership in critical infrastructure. From the era of mainframe to the dawn of virtualization. From your data center to the cloud. Vertiv has been powering and cooling data's potential for over 5 decades. And the more data created, the more Vertiv technology is needed. From supercomputers powering artificial intelligence to modular data centers enabling fast-track deployment, we're powering the potential for tomorrow's breakthroughs. Vertiv's scale and innovation is accelerating the industry. From empowering what data needs now to cooling where data goes next. As AI heats up, leading chip makers turn to us to keep them cool. What's next? A sustainable digital future enabled by Vertiv. Join us at the edge of innovation, supercharging data's next move. Because the best way to predict the future is to power it. The world depends on data we power and cool. From AI solving food shortages to building entire smart cities. From life-saving discoveries to digital twins modeling the future, we are critical to unleashing AI's potential, accelerating the pace of technology. Our adaptable solutions and scalable breakthroughs at speed and volume deliver optimization, resilience, and efficiency. In the face of rapid innovation, leading chipmakers turn to us to co-create, redefining the limits of densification and raising the bar for accelerated compute. Our uniquely strong and scalable service capabilities deliver anytime and anywhere. With our comprehensive portfolio of leading technologies, we're solving complexities of the AI revolution, enabling visionaries to navigate the future on roads we build, going to unimaginable places, breaking through barriers once deemed impossible, protecting the world's most precious asset, our collective ingenuity. Because at Vertiv, we make data limitless.